All right, good early Friday evening, everybody. Mike Joyce here live for Ohio News and Weather. I am just getting on board here to talk about some of the very bone chilling cold weather that is about to approach the Ohio Great Lakes region, the lower Great Lakes, centered across Ohio, Indiana, and West Virginia. This is some of the coldest air that we have felt in quite some time. In fact, it's been more than 2 years since some of this weather has been this cold. If you recall from about December of 2022, right around the Christmas holiday that year, we certainly had some very dangerous cold air, and this will be very similar to that. The only difference this time is we're not expecting a whole lot in the way of wintry precipitation. We certainly could see some snow. No major snow accumulations other than some very light accumulations, but it's the very dangerous and bone-chilling cold that will be coming our way starting Sunday night through the day on Wednesday. So it is a big holiday weekend with Martin Luther King Day upon us on Monday. Plus, many folks especially across the state of Ohio, will be tuned in to watch the Buckeyes play in the national championship. Of course, if you're staying back here at home and not commuting to Atlanta for the game, it will be very cold here. So if you're going out to any parties or any game watching functions, certainly be on the lookout, I should say, for some dangerous cold weather. And then as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, we will still be dangerously cold as well. So it is really good to have you watching us this afternoon, and I appreciate your attention on this Friday afternoon. So why don't we dive right into what's going on as of right now? So on your screen, you see what are active weather alerts for Ohio, far eastern Indiana, and the Mid-Ohio Valley region of West Virginia. So this is a new National Weather Service alert this year, an extreme cold watch. And you may have heard before of a wind chill advisory and a wind chill warning. Those products have gone away from the National Weather Service, and now those products are going to be called Extreme Cold Watch and Extreme Cold Warning. The reason being is because it's not just the wind chill that's going to be extreme in many of these cases, but the actual temperature as well that can pose a threat to exposed pipes and certainly homes and buildings that are not insulated very well. That and vehicles, including those that run on diesel engines, might certainly have some trouble heading in to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that's what we're looking at right now. Let's dive in. So we have this extreme cold watch that has been issued for most of the state of Ohio that will begin Sunday night and run through the day on Wednesday. In fact, I'll get some exact times for you right now. This will run, again, late Sunday night through Wednesday morning. This will likely be upgraded to an extreme cold warning on Sunday once we're less than 24 hours away from the event, which, again, beginning Sunday night into the day Monday, Martin Luther King Day, and then into Tuesday and Wednesday. So let's dive into some of the meteorology behind this and why this extreme cold watch is in effect. Well, one more thing. I do want to point out that, yes, while the northwestern Ohio counties, Williams, Defiance, Paulding, Van Wert, Fulton, Henry, Putnam, and Allen, including the Indiana counties that are in gray, even though you're not in the cold weather advisor, or I should say extreme cold watch right now, I do anticipate that the National Weather Service office in northern Indiana will do so very soon. So no matter what county you're in, consider yourself needing to be prepared for some very cold air that will be coming in Sunday night into Monday. Again, coldest air in 2 years, and for some, the coldest air in half a decade that will be arriving. So let's dive in, like I said, to some of the meteorology here. I'm going to switch over to some model data. This model data is coming to us from the GFS model, which is run by the National Weather Service here in the United States. And what I'm showing you here is basically the temperature of the air masses. We're looking at about, 5,000 feet in the atmosphere. And even though we're not looking at the surface on this map, what we're looking at is the air mass just how cold it will be without the influence of day and nighttime and without the influence of what's going on at the surface. So let's take a look. This is current as of about 4 p.m. Friday, so it's a little bit after that right now, but what we have going on is some relatively warm air. You can see, if you look at the map, and I'll try to point out with my mouse here, you see some warmer colors, some greens and even a hint of yellow. That indicates that the air mass is a little on the warmer side right now. Certainly warmer than it's been all week, and that's why some of you have seen some snow melt today, especially with the sunshine that's been out there. I look out my front yard and it's a little patchy, but still mostly snow covered here in the Columbus area, but we are starting to notice some snow melt. That is going to be a key to just how cold we get heading into next week. How much snow will we have on the ground? Because that actually does matter when it comes to what we're going to experience here at the surface. But let's take a look at what's going on. Again, this is this evening. Now we're about to head into Saturday morning. So this is at 1 o'clock Saturday morning. We're already starting to see this warm air mass get pushed out. What we're going to see at this point, though, is a mix of rain and snow taking over a lot of our area. And while that will contribute to snow melt, we will see some light snow showers developing behind it once the cold air is firmly in place Saturday afternoon. So this warmth really is happening right now. Overnight, we're going to start that downward trend. Saturday itself won't be too cold just yet, but it will be working its way in. And I'll go over the projected rain and snow timing here in just a second as well. But let's look ahead. Here is Saturday at 4 o'clock, Saturday at 7 p.m., Saturday at, this would be 10 p.m., and here is 1 a.m. So you can see those warmer colors are now being taken over by white and pink, and that is a bone-chilling cold coming our way for us on Sunday. Temperatures on Sunday are expected to stay in the low 20s, and that high temperature will actually occur early in the day. And as we head into Monday, Martin Luther King Day, just look at the deep cold air, the very dark pinks and purples, indicating a very cold air mass that as we work our way through Monday into Tuesday, so here's Tuesday, not really budging much. And then as we work our way into Wednesday, we see some slight improvement, but not really for a lot of us until we get into the second half of Wednesday, which we see right there. Again, you're looking at the GFS American model. I'm going to run it back for you again. Here's the air mass right now, a little bit on the warmer side. Saturday morning, a rain-snow mix as the colder air starts to take over again. Saturday night, we're dipping into the teens. Low 20s early Sunday before temperatures stay in the single digits. We're talking about 0 degrees or colder Sunday night into Monday. So there's that extreme cold warning. Single-digit highs on Martin Luther King Day. We are looking at temperatures in the negative single digits once again Tuesday morning, and possibly 10 degrees below zero by Wednesday morning. That's not the wind chill. That is the actual temperature that will be that cold. So that is why we are trying to get ahead of the game and alert everyone that we're not really going to see some improvement in the temperature department until later Wednesday. This is going to be a dangerous cold before this air mass moves out. So many of you may be asking, well, what about the precipitation? Well, let's take a look at the precipitation. Again, we're going to use the American model here because I think it does a good idea of highlighting what will be happening. And let's take a closer look at this. So, all right, here we go. So we're starting to see some rain showers develop south and west of the Ohio Valley overnight. Here's 1 a.m. starting to work into our area. But here is 4 a.m. We see some spots of blue. So what that's indicating is this rain is already going to see some wet snowflakes mixing in. And it's not going to be very heavy rain. So we're gonna see some snow melt. Not all of it, but a good part of it. And then we start to see, here's 7 a.m. Saturday, here is 10 a.m. Saturday, and here is 1 p.m. Saturday, transitioning into light snow. We'll see a little bit of accumulation with this, not much, mostly in the 1 to 2 inch range. Some spots south of I-70 will be less than that, but you'll see that snow behind it, And if we get at least a half an inch to an inch of snow on the ground, no matter where you are, whether it's the snow that's left over now or it's the snow that we'll see behind this, that snowpack is going to be critical. You really do need to have, if you want a bitter Arctic cold air mass to really manifest itself, having a snowpack on the ground acts like ice in a cooler. It makes it even colder, and it even reduces the friction that wind has to blow across the whole region. So it'll amplify that cold. So if we are going to get wind chills 20 to 25 below, we're probably going to mostly see that in places with a snowpack of at least a half an inch to an inch. And that will be a lot of us. So that will be critical, even if we do melt a good deal of snow overnight tonight. So again, taking us through Sunday, it does appear that we have the chance for a few light snow showers on Sunday. Again, another chance for a quick half an inch to an inch of snow. This is not going to be like that Christmas storm 2 years ago where we had 4 to 6 inches. We're looking at 1 to 2 inches out of this. But it's the extreme cold that will be very similar, and we could even see some areas of ice that have not been completely cleared. The good news is I'm hoping a lot of the wet roads dry out a little bit before we see some of those flash freezes, but we're still going to see some very icy patches, especially once we don't even get out of the single digits for a couple of days. But not much precipitation after that. We should see some sunshine on these cold days. In fact, it does look like we'll see a good deal of sun on Monday, so that'll be nice, but that sun is not going to warm us up much. It's really tough for the sun to do a whole lot of work for us in January. We still have that low sun angle in winter. We still have these very short days, so we don't get that extreme solar radiation that we get in the warmer months. So it's going to be cold. We're looking at least 0 degrees, if not colder, Sunday night. Same with Monday night, and even colder Tuesday night. So what that means is, let's take a look at some of our forecast graphics that we've been working on for some time here. This is our forecast as of this afternoon. So our meteorologists and forecasters here at Ohio News and Weather have been hard at work at this. These are the different mornings. All 3 of these mornings are going to be dangerously cold. So we're looking at a threshold of negative 18 to negative 20 for Columbus, 21 below out in Dayton, 24 below in Lima. These are wind chills. So when you have wind or actual temperature values below 0, it doesn't take a whole lot of wind to make it feel this cold. And then really everywhere in our region is going to be bone chilling cold. Even if you're right on the dividing line, I would still take a lot of caution. The only reason we did inch Columbus up a couple degrees, really the urban heat island. Cities typically run a couple degrees warmer than rural areas due to the concrete and some surfaces that absorb sunlight. So really it's just a degree or 2. It is going to be cold no matter where you live, city or rural. Very, very chilly for us here. Some spots that are particularly going to be cold, probably like the Possum Run Valley of Mansfield down near snow trails. That's a spot that we could easily get to 25, maybe 30 below. One of the coldest spots in Ohio. Same with up near where Mad River Mountain is. We're looking at wind chills 25 below in some of those very isolated microclimates of the state of Ohio there. Maybe even down in our southeastern regions too at the bottom of hills. It will be getting cold. So again, these are our forecasts. I do think Wednesday morning is going to be the coldest, where most spots have a very good chance at 20 to 30 below. What I mean by 30 below is very isolated. Again, those microclimates like where Snow Trails is, Possum Run Valley, out near Mad River Mountain, in River Valley, southeastern Ohio, places like that. Because Lake Erie is icing over now, I do anticipate that the lake is not going to help warm up many areas along the lake like it typically does in November and December. So we're really starting to get some icing, and boy, this cold snap will definitely help that ice cover develop. Which, good news, it shuts down the lake effect snow machine, but bad news, it doesn't help with warming in places like Cleveland, Sandusky, Ashtabula, anywhere along the lake. So that's what we're looking at. That's our forecast. You may be seeing some sources that might be slightly different, but We've worked really hard to come up with this. We've got a lot of good brains on this, looking at many different sources of data, and it is going to be dangerously cold. Again, Sunday night, Monday night. Be very careful if you're out and about. Going to watch parties for the Buckeyes National Championship. I'm going to be one of them, but we're bundling up. We're all excited. This is an exciting time to be a Buckeyes fan, but also just be aware of how cold it'll be, and to watch out for not only the dangerous cold, but black ice and things like that. I do anticipate many school closings, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. I think as a teacher myself, I think we've got a good shot at a lot of schools, if not most schools in the state, close Tuesday and Wednesday. I can't make that call myself, but I just knowing the conditions and knowing that we've had a lot of school closures so far this month, I do anticipate that we will certainly have many, if not most districts deciding to call off on Tuesday and Wednesday. Whether or not your local district decides to call off the night before or that morning, that's totally up to them. It varies district to district, superintendent to school board, but that's what we're anticipating. So stay tuned to some. What I would recommend doing if your kids go to school, if you're a staff member, make sure you have alerts from your local district. Most have numbers that will call you if school's closed, or text alerts. Most of you probably have all that set up, but just know that that's possible. Even local media will have that too. We don't do school closings here at Ohio News and Weather. We just don't have the resources to do that for our whole area. Plus, there's just so many. We have a large coverage area. The whole state of Ohio, Eastern Indiana, West Virginia. It's just too many school districts. So that's why we don't provide the service. But what we will say is we'll at least show you the meteorology behind all of it and what we could potentially be expecting heading into next week. So very, very cold. Good to see everyone who's joining us in the chat. I appreciate it. But yeah, let me just go over it. Again, frostbite can occur very quickly in these situations. And that's the reason for many closures. Not only schools, but several businesses and maybe some services like libraries will be closed. The silver lining is, I think some school districts will save a calamity day on Monday because all will be off for the Martin Luther King holiday. But Tuesday and Wednesday will certainly be making a run for some school closings, and if not anything, at least a delay. So watch out for that if school is a part of your life. Or your kids' lives, because we're talking frostbite in 10 to 15 minutes when you're at 20 to 30 below zero. It's so very dangerous. And I understand that there's parts of the United States that deal with this a lot better than we do. Places like Minnesota and the Dakotas, northern Michigan, places where it gets this cold very frequently in the wintertime, but their infrastructure is built better for it. And we have great infrastructure in many places, don't get me wrong, but that's one reason why a lot of our school districts opt to close, especially with many older buildings that could be dealing with pipe freezing. And speaking of that, it's not just the wind chill, it's the actual temperature. Many spots could see actual temperatures get down to 10 below. Nearly everybody will be getting below zero. That includes Columbus and Cincinnati and Cleveland, the typical warmer cities. Everyone's getting below zero, especially Tuesday night. And that will give the chance for pipes to freeze. If you live in an older home with pipes that may be near an exterior wall or have frozen before, one tip plumbers often give is to open up like if it's your kitchen sink, open up the cabinets to let some warmer air flow in. Especially if those pipes are along the walls. Newer construction typically doesn't build, especially in this part of the world, typically don't do that for that reason. We've learned over time that putting in a cold climate like Ohio, putting pipes along the walls not necessarily a good thing. But regardless, stay weather aware. Another tip that plumbers have given is to let water slowly drip. Just a slow drip will do, just to keep it moving inside the pipes. Kind of like a pond. When a pond has a fountain, it typically doesn't freeze as fast because the water's moving. Keeps those molecules moving. It makes it harder to freeze. So just be very mindful of all that. This is dangerous cold, and we'll be here for it. So look for some more live streams this weekend as we get closer, especially during those days. I'll try to be on here as well. Also, we'll have some content posted to our Ohio News and Weather Facebook pages all along the Bell Park Weather Network throughout. We'll get you through this. I know it's cold, and I know a lot of folks do not have the option to stay home. We like to thank all those people who do go out, first responders, construction, the people, the fine folks that keep our roads clear, city services, and rescue organizations. We really count on all you folks, and we're very thankful for all the hard work you guys do to keep folks safe. Check on the elderly relatives during this time. Hopefully they're not venturing out. It's just cold. It happens. This happens. It's winter. But it doesn't happen every winter, and we've been a little spoiled the last couple winters with some warm air overhead for most of the winter. This time around, though, we're getting some bone-chilling cold. So again, take one last look at this forecast. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings, those are going to be your biggest impacts. Monday's the Martin Luther King holiday. Monday night, the national championship game. As I say, go Bucks. I'm very excited about it. And then those who are involved with school in any way should probably take a look at Tuesday and Wednesday morning. I do anticipate a lot of closings and delays. Again, I don't make the call, but I just knowing the situation, I do think that that's going to be the case. We'll see a lot of districts opting to call off. So childcare and other sort of things, those sort of plans, at least we can get that situated now before it becomes a surprise Tuesday and Wednesday. So anyway, I'm Mike Joyce. Thanks so much for tuning in on my little broadcast looking ahead to this dangerous cold. We'll keep you updated throughout the weekend here at Ohio News and Weather and Bell Park Weather. But for now, stay safe, stay warm, and enjoy this little taste of